Hi, this is Lines from TechLineHD. Welcome to the battle of less superphones. These are two smartphones released by Letv, and a lot of people have asked for a comparison review, so here it is. Both the devices are almost identical in terms of size, and it is practically impossible to differentiate them from the front side. These Letv smartphones have 5.5 inches displays. Lev1 has a 1080p panel, whereas the Pro version has a 2K resolution one. Both displays are great, and I cannot see any significant advantage of 2K panel. Well, it is impossible to notice that with a naked eye, and that may be the reason. However, I would love to see just a little bit better brightness output on both panels. But my biggest complaint here is the poor visibility under direct sunlight on the Lev1, so I have to give credit to the Pro variant. Above the displays, the devices have a notification LED light, which is, however, not customizable. Also, there is an earpiece along with the proximity sensor. The front-facing camera is what differentiates these devices, as Lev1 has a 5MP conventional shooter, whereas the Pro has a 4MP ultra-pixel snapper, which uses the same sensor as the HTC One M8 on its back. The bottom side is where you can find 3 capacitive keys, and both smartphones have the same implementation, as the backlight is invisible outdoors but it looks pretty nice indoors. Alright, so once you flip the devices, you're going to see a major difference, as the Lev1 has a glossy white plastic finish, whereas the Lev1 Pro sports a much more premium all-metal design. Besides a significant difference in the choice of materials used in the backplate, both devices spot the same 13MP Sony camera with f2.0 aperture, dual-tone dual LEDs, and optical image stabilization. Besides that, you may see a little hole above the camera, and that's a noise-cancelling mic. Lastly, the Lev1 Pro spots these plastic inlays for a better signal reception. On the left side of each device, you can find identical volume rockers and a mute switch. On the right side, there is a power button along with dual micro SIM card slots, which are both capable of supporting 4G networks on each device. Both Letv devices have the stereo speakers imitation, but only one grill is a speaker and another is just a microphone. The Lev1 Pro version has a bit bigger grills. Does it mean the sound is better? Stay tuned, as I will test it out a bit later in this video. Finally, on the top side, the devices have an identical placement of the headset jack and IR blaster. All in all, both devices are well made, have great choice of materials, and feel like an expensive piece of hardware in the hand. The glossy plastic on the Lev1 assures a better grip, but it attracts fingerprints and smudges. The Lev1 Pro has a more premium all-metal design, but it is a bit more slippery. Still, the Letv Lev1 Pro wins in this department due to the choice of materials and simply being one of the best designed smartphones on the market today. Both devices have identical looking LeUI, which is built on top of Android 5.0 Lollipop. It is a highly customized version of Android, which has a nice and clean looking design and great performance, but it has some inspirations from iOS. Letv Lev1 and Lev1 Pro are both powerful devices, and you can't really see a difference in daily tasks like internet browsing, opening and closing different apps, and doing some other stuff. I would say it is a tie in this department. As far as benchmarks go, the Lev1 is a respectable performer and the Lev1 Pro is one of the best out there. Keep in mind that I ran all the benchmarks with the latest software available, which was released on July 29th, 2015. It is obvious that the higher-end Lev1 Pro has better specs and it should better handle anything you throw at it. It is very interesting that once you put the devices side by side, it is obvious that the lower-end Lev1 has much shorter loading times on graphically intensive games like Asphalt 8. On the other hand, once the game loads up, the graphics look better on the Pro model, and I couldn't even set the graphics to a maximum level in the game settings menu on the lower-end Lev1 phone. The Lev1 Pro handles gaming absolutely fine. It is just top-notch experience. Last but not least, it does not heat up to uncomfortable levels even after playing for around 30 minutes. The low one is no slouch either. The performance is great and there are no hiccups or skipped frames. However, the L1 Pro deserves a credit here as the graphics simply look better overall. Multimedia consumption is great but not the same on both devices. Firstly, it is a pleasure to watch a Full HD movie or even a 4K video on a huge 5.5 inches display. However, the low one has a worse direct sunlight visibility, so the experience may not be that good if you prefer consuming video content outdoors. The loudspeaker is what surprised me. When you're playing music using a stock player, the L1 Pro is a tad louder. However, everything changes once you are doing other things like gaming, watching YouTube, or HD videos. The lower end L1 exceeds here as the volume output is louder, but more importantly, the sound has much more depth and bass in it. For these reasons, I have to say that the lower end L1 wins in this department. However, everything changes as soon as you plug in the headphones, as the L1 Pro has a hi-fi audio chip inside. Thus, it provides a louder volume output, a more balanced sound with more depth and richer tones. In this department, L1 Pro is a hands-down winner, and it is also one of the best music-centric smartphones on the market in my opinion. Both the devices have an identical camera app which is very fast and easy to use. And yes, the app is inspired by iOS. As far as the shutter speed goes, it is very fast on both devices. As far as the image quality goes, the L1 Pro has a much better and more natural color reproduction, a bit better level of details, and better dynamic range in these daylight pictures. Once you take both the devices indoors, it is the same situation as the images taken with the L1 have less detail and colors look a bit washed out. The night images taken by the higher-end L1 Pro also look better overall. The dual-tone dual LED flash seems to be completely off on the L1 as it is not optimized at all. A selfie camera on the L1 Pro takes better pictures indoors which have natural looking colors and more details despite lower resolution. However, both devices are comparable outdoors and sometimes you may even take a better looking selfie with the L1. Both devices shoot 1080p and 4K video. The L1 could capture more details and have a sharper footage overall. Also, videos shot by the lower end model are more shaky. The L1 Pro is actually a bit better as the footage has a bit more details and it is not that shaky. Honestly, This head-to-head comparison keeps me wondering if the lower-end Lev one has an optical image stabilization in its camera at all. The 4K video is definitely sharper on the Lev one Pro compared to the 1080p video footage. It has more details, but it seems that it is a bit more shaky. However, I cannot show you the 4K video shot by the Lev one as Letv did not fix the issue I was talking about in the full review of the Lev one smartphone. This device can capture the 4K footage, but it cannot be played on the computer for some reason. Hopefully, they will fix that in the future. All in all, both the devices have good cameras in the respectable price categories. However, the Lev one Pro is a clear winner here as it simply produces better looking images in all lighting conditions and shoots a bit better looking video. All the connectivity options work great on both devices. The call quality and signal reception are great, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth range are also good. Even GPS lock speeds are almost identical. Well, the Lev one Pro with its Snapdragon 810 chip may be just a tad more accurate while navigating through the streets, but there is no major advantage here. Here is a very important aspect of each smartphone, the battery life. To be as precise as possible, I tested the screen on time with Geekbench 3 app using two different methods that I have described in the title. The conclusion is simple. The lower-end Lev one has a better screen on time as the 2K resolution display on the Pro model seems to be a power-hungry one. On the other hand, the standby times are very good and comparable to each other, and both devices will get you through the day unless you will be staring at your phone screen all the time. So there you have it. The battle of the Superphones is over now. Both Letv Lev one and Lev one Pro are great devices in their respectable price categories. Each smartphone has a great design, but Lev one Pro is much more premium due to its all-metal build. Both smartphones have fantastic displays, but Lev one Pro has a better sunlight visibility. As far as UI goes, the experience is identical in day-to-day use, but highly demanding tasks are better handled by the Pro model. Don't get me wrong, the Lev one is also a great performer, but the Lev one Pro simply has a bit better, the top-notch graphics you can possibly think of. Multimedia experience is great on each smartphone, but Lev one Pro is a clear winner once it comes to listening to music via headphones. In addition, the Pro model is for those who want to take better looking images with the camera. The screen on times are better on the lower-end Lev one, but are similar in day-to-day use if you are not staring at your phone screen all the time. All in all, you can't go wrong with either of these devices. It depends on what you really need. If you are looking for a great device that costs under $300 unlocked, go with the Lev one. If you are looking for a really premium looking phone with some bleeding edge specifications, performance and great camera, you will make no mistake choosing the Lev one Pro. It was Linus and thanks for watching TechLineHD YouTube channel. You know what to do. If you like this video, please hit a like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Also, make sure you check out full reviews of the Lev one and Lev one Pro and check out some other videos on my channel. If you have any comments, please let me know in the comment section below this video and see you in the next one.